Hi, this is Lieutenant Governor Kim Guadagno, and this is the first in this series we call Reach As You Rise. We have here today an executive from a company called Flomo. She's a woman executive who's raised herself up from literally nothing, and we're going to hear her story and tell this story to other people so that they have the confidence they need to create their own company right here in New Jersey. So Wendy, thank you for coming in today and talking to us. How many employees do you have?
Oh, right now we have about, if you're including all the temp employees, we have a 45 employees now.
45 total. Tell us what the business is.
We have, Flomo is everything you need to celebrate. We have party, stationery, and holiday. We start with stationery product because that's where my parents started it in Taiwan. And I just, want to extend it from stationery to party and holiday because I think it's a culture here and holiday. So it's important for me to extend it, also to extend the family's tradition.
So you were born in Taiwan.
Yeah.
And your parents are still there.
Yes.
And when did you come to the United States?
I came here in 1983 as a student.
As a student?
Yeah, I was actually in Miami for 2 years to finish my business degree. And I finished 2 years in the Pace University for my MBA in marketing. And
then you moved to New Jersey?
I actually always in New Jersey after I moved from Miami. I just stayed in Miami 2 years. But always in New Jersey, but I just started in New York in the White Plain.
And then you were smart and moved to New Jersey after.
Yes, I love New Jersey. I think New Jersey for residential and to live and just all the condition and it's much better. So I choose New Jersey even though I studied in New York.
That's great. Did you pick up your parents' company?
Actually, I started a company here. My parents manufactured the product, stationery, memo pad, pen, pencils, and stuff in Taiwan. And they called my father as the king of the pencil case because we sell so many pencil cases worldwide. But when I started here, I was thinking that if I only sell pencil cases in the U.S., probably product line is a little bit limited, and the design is really not for the American culture. So I try to think that I want to expand fancy stationery product to the holiday product and party also. So I start with a gift bag and Christmas decoration and stuff like that.
Now, you say you started. What does that mean? You're a woman. You're not from the United States. Your English is very good, but it's not your first language. How do you start a business in New Jersey with that behind you?
Yeah, when I started my MBA in 1985, and then actually I finished in December 87. At that time, my last year, my thesis is to actually doing business in United States. Because I find out why we cannot sell to the US. I don't understand because my father was selling about 40 countries in the world. We just don't sell any to the US. I just don't understand it. So I went to the PACE just because I want to become a CPA and I want to be an accounting degree. But as soon as I feel that I want to start business, I changed my subject to marketing.
Right.
So when I
started
started
you wrote a whole paper on how to do business in the United States.
Correct.
So you knew how to start a company.
And I just told my father, send me a container. I'm going to sell it. And they said, send you a container. Do you know how much is a container? I said, a few $100.
And when you say container, it's not like a small box for gifts. It's a ship.
It's a ship, steamship company. The huge container, 20 feet. A small container, but it's still 20 feet. It's a container about 700 or 800 boxes of the product.
Did he send them to you?
Yeah, he sent to me, but my office is second floor. So I opened the container and almost faint because I unload each box myself.
Yourself?
Yeah. That's how I started business. I unload each single one and I bring it upstairs.
What year is this?
That was probably 87 when I'm last year my MBA. I'm trying to look for business. But about the end of 89, I got the first order from Disney.
From Disney?
Disney. Because it took me a year and a half to get an appointment with Disney. And I was by myself. So I say, good morning. This is Wendy. Can I speak to Wendy? Hold on. And I hold on. This is Wendy. So I have to pretend that my company had few people. But at that time, my company only one.
That's a great
I'm
story.
one-woman band at that time when I started it. So I started with my father's company.
Disney is not a bad client to start out with. If you
First order, $400,000.
$400,000.
Yeah.
And you sold it all to Disney.
Yeah, first order I do it with their label, with the design and everything, called Little Mermaid. At that time, they have a movie area, this Little Mermaid, so they give us an order for pencil case, pencil erasers, diary.
Now, were you in Teterboro at that time, or
No, I was in the very little, on top of cleaner in Fort Lee.
That's amazing.
And starting in Des Moines Avenue in Fort Lee, on top of that, my whole entire company is less than probably 500 square feet. That's my entire company. So I move all the stuff into the office. I have one desk, no employee. I put all my stuff in the back of my bookshelf as my showroom,
Right.
and then all my boxes stacking up. So when I unloaded that day, people would say, "Hey, lady," I was like 7, 8 o'clock. It's late. What are you doing? I said, "I'm unloading container. Any help you have?" I said, "No." As an MBA student, I didn't know. I had to call temp agency to get help.
Right.
Nothing. I didn't know because at that time MBA, I feel like at that time I studied. I feel that I have to work for a big corporation, AT&T, IBM, and thinking that maybe I have to work for a big. But I want to start a business. I want to be an entrepreneur.
Well, and you had your parents in Taiwan to help you with the product.
Yes.
But you got the product, you opened a business, you got your first contract with Disney, which is not a bad first contract.
But that's take about a year and a half to get the first appointment, another year for them to come to Taiwan to see the factory, and then another year to get the order.
And then by the time, after you got that order, what happened after that?
After the order, until like about 1996, right, Lion King was on the high peak. And we got huge amount of the order. That's probably a few
For
million.
Lion King.
Lion King, few $1 million. That's the highest peak when we did business.
By 96, how many employees did you have?
Probably I have like 20, 25.
And by that time, were you in Teterboro yet?
Not yet.
Okay, when did you move to Teterboro?
When I moved to Teterboro, it's about probably 8 years ago. I would say maybe 2008 or 2008.
Now, you and I were at the ribbon cutting in
Yes.
Lunaki.
In Meraki.
And you doubled your warehouse space,
Yes.
is that right?
Mhm.
And by the time from 96 to just last couple months ago,
Yeah.
you've doubled the number of employees that
Yes.
you've had.
More than
How
40.
did you do that?
We actually, from 2006 to 2008, we almost doubled the business also. At that time, it's also 96 and 98. It's a little difficult on the economy situation. So I changed my business, actually every 5 years, I try to reposition in my company. And I changed my company to become mass production, economic scale. People cannot buy a dozen from me. They have to buy the whole case. So we sell people the whole pallet instead of a small little quantity. So kind of like changing and repositioning the company to low price, affordable price, but quality merchandise.
Right.
And then actually at that time, then we increased our volume.
Now
So we needed more employee.
So by last month or a couple months ago, you had started a whole new business, right?
Uh-huh.
In addition to Flomo, you started Glitzy,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
What's Glitzy?
Oh, Glitzy, it's going to be fun. It's going to be lifestyle shopping. Glitzy is not only, I extend the family tradition from stationery to party and holiday, it's going to extend into lifestyle. Because I want the Glitzy is live, sparkle, shine. Flomo is everything you need to celebrate. We celebrate every day. We celebrate occasion, birthday, baby, and that. But Glitzy, I want to adding not only selling the product stationery that we produce, and right now we're buying from another vendors for party and holiday, and I want to extend it to more partnerships with more vendors in order to be able to extend the product line. Mm-hmm. So Glitzy is e-commerce, digital, world, and I think it's important. The traditional retail and then digital space.
Have a nice mix. How
Yes.
many women are on your staff right
Ooh.
now?
We used to be like almost 98%, but now we have some men, right?
Oh my goodness.
So women, I think we have more than half is a woman.
And have you run into any problems doing business as an executive as a woman?
Yes.
What?
when we were small, a little bit, like very small, and have a little spaces in the trade show, incredible. People would think I'm a woman and a minority, and people just passing by, pass my booth, not even look at me at all. And I was thinking myself, am I a transparent?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody look at me. And I was just saying, hi, how are you?
So what did you do?
I'm very persistent. I just continue follow up. I continue to say, hi, how are you? We are this company, and we can do this for you. And even people don't listen and walk by, I still nice and talk to them and try to see if I can get business card and follow up. So persistency actually sometimes, most of the time, give me appointment.
Now, how did you get the idea of coming to the United States, opening in a business, and working with your family? Did you have a mentor? Is somebody that you looked to?
I have to say, mentor in the beginning is really my parents.
And both your parents?
Both. My mom is a very small woman. She's accounting and finance, but she helped my father all the way. So my father is like a front face of the company, but actually she's behind the scene. I call my mom a CEO of the CEO. Because I call my mom. My mom does not have a business card, but she's the top of the finance of my company. Mm-hmm. So my father only have a couple $100 in the pocket, but all the money of the entire company is in charge of my mom. But she's always behind the scenes. She let my father be the front and the face of the company, and that's why I admire them both, because one of the role is woman, but she's so smart. But because the man and the husband is so smart, so she let the husband to be on the stage, to be the face of the company. Mm-hmm. But actually, there's a lot of things on the financial part. My father is great on brand, on the factory, the management of people, the leadership. My mom is on the finance side. And that's why I think our company is very financial sound, just because we have such a great family that, my mom is taking care of finance, my dad is taking care of business management and leadership.
Well,
so
and now,
they're like my mentor.
In the United States, you're both. You do everything.
Oh, that's correct. Yeah,
right.
Because I'm the dad and mom.
Right.
And my parents actually didn't want me to stay here to start a business. After MBA, they want me to go back to Taiwan. Eventually, actually managing their company in possibility. But they think it's too hard, because here, I do everything.
Right. Not
only at home and the house and everything. I do everything. It's just like I'm a janitor, I'm a salesperson, I'm a secretary, I'm executive, and I just manage everything at that time. I mean, in the beginning. So my parents said, no, this is not for a woman. This is not for a girl. It's too hard. Come home. You're going to have a comfortable. We have somebody wash the face. We have somebody cooking the dinner, that wash your clothes, and the gardening and everything. Why do you need such a hard work?
So why didn't you go home?
The main reason, actually, I want them to be proud.
Oh, there you go. And they have to be proud, right?
Overseas, parents don't say, I love you.
Yes.
But they really do.
Well, let me tell you, I have a picture of your parents. If you want to, Matt, hand me, I'm sorry to talk off screen, but right there we have a picture of your parents. And they seem to be very clearly proud of you right
now.
Yeah,
they are.
They are very, very proud of you. This is a picture of them in Taiwan. And you now do business for them here under the name of Flomo. And they're also Flomo, is that right?
Yeah, I extended product line. Yes, they want me, my father said, if you start a business, I want you to start with Flomo name.
All right.
Because I want you to extend the family tradition. My official company name is Night Gala, New York Gala. Gala is party. Right. I want the company name to become very party oriented.
Right.
So Gala, New York Gala. The reason actually I want to put New Jersey Gala, but New Jersey is hard to pronounce in pronunciation. NJGALA.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
So if you had to pick any advice that you would give to any young person, woman or not, starting a business now, what would you give? What advice would you give?
Don't give up. There's a lot of things that, there's a lot of things there. It's a lot of obstacle or challenge. And you just don't give up. You have to be persistent, hardworking, responsible, and know that you're not working 8 hours a day.
Be ready to work hard.
Be ready to work, like 16 hours a day, 20 hours a day. But, I shouldn't say it pay off. It just, you feel the achievement. And I think it's...
I mean, we've walked through your it's not a store. We walked through your distribution center is what it is. And every single one of your employees is very proud to work where they work. They're happy clearly where they are. They're very pleased that you have worked so hard and you work harder than they do. One of the things you told me when we did the opening for the second store was that you insisted on staying in New Jersey because you didn't want to lose any of your employees.
Right.
That's an amazing story.
Yeah, we did a survey. 52% might leave if we move further. And we say, let's try to find some places, even if it's a little more expensive, like 7, 8 years ago, it's different from 7 years later.
Right. Well, is there anything else you should tell us about your business? I mean, Glitzy, I know you're starting. Are you hiring now?
Yeah, with the Glitzy, we definitely have to hire. Now we are still preparing a lot of work. And definitely with the Glitzy e-commerce, we are hiring. We are going to offer more internships because every year I give the Girl Scout 2 or 3 internships in every summer.
And we didn't talk about the Girl Scouts. You're a big fan of the Girl Scouts in New Jersey, right?
I was on the member board for 6 years. And I was a Girl Scout when I was in Taiwan in the middle school.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And when I came here, I want to find a Girl Scout and to reconnect it. But I've been so busy to start with my business. And I haven't really, reached out to the Girl Scout here yet. And finally, a local, the police rang in our place and saying, Wendy, you should go to the Girl Scout function. I said, yeah, I would love to. So he was telling me that I could buy a ticket to join the function. And that's about 8 years ago. And 7 years ago, they nominated me as a Woman Achievement. Mm-hmm. And about 6 years ago, 2010. I was a Woman Achievement in Girl Scout. And after that, I became a board member. 6 years.
Fabulous. See, and you're giving back to your community, running a business, creating an economy. How do you have time for anything at home?
No time. No time. Most of the time, no time. But I enjoy, all my, families, and I travel a lot, to see, because most of my family is still overseas.
Right.
And then, I have a sister in Los Angeles, sister in Vancouver. I have 11 nieces and nephews. So there's a lot of traveling to do, especially bringing my parents. Right now, they are 81 and 83.
Your parents in this picture are
81 and 83 now, yes.
Really?
And then, so I want to take them everywhere and traveling. So that's my goal.
Well,
I dedicate my vacation, try to be with them as much as I can.
Well, good. Well, I think we're going to end with, I hope we can send this video to your parents so they can see what we're doing.
That's wonderful.
And also to say thank you, and you will be an example, the first example of how we hope to reach back. Like you talked about the Girl Scouts, you're reaching the women in your area and showing them, just by your example, how we can rise up as an executive in a company.
And then recently I was actually starting about a Center for the Hope and Safety. It used to call a shelter sister in Bergen County.
Oh, good. A shelter for help?
Yeah, Shelter Sisters in Bergen County, and now they changed to Center for Hope and Safety. So
you're helping them out too? Yeah,
my company and myself, that actually I want to start helping this organization. I think it's so meaningful and try to help the woman and kid in need,
That's a great story too. So, all the way around, a great New Jersey story. I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for staying in New Jersey and giving back to everyone in New Jersey.